your best of 3 tomorrow, if you end up being one of the 3 through 6 seeds, you're going down to a placement game and then the LCQ.
Going to the basement right off the rip. No surprise to see M80 go for an extension, trying to hold above. With so much verticality in both bomb sites, you have one or two options. You can either try and play very heavy with C4 denials and really stop the attacks from getting in there with the verticality, or you can decide to play the verticality yourself, completely just leave the site, try and hold above, use your own vertical angles and use it against attackers if they want to push direct. But as we know, Soniqs they're not going to fall for that one. They're going to go for the roam clear right off the rip. They're going to see that setup. You'll be able to see a Jackal come in, a Lion come in. These are operators that excel in hunting these roamers, hunting these players who are not going to be in the bomb site. So yeah, I think Soniqs have chose the correct lineup. Let's see how they do with clearing these roamers out.
So we get the IT breach opened up immediately, and the push in from Rex into the top of Aqua will grab the roaming smoke once again of Kino. So there's some top support there for the Castle of Iconic and Gomez down below, playing by Storage. They're going to lose their top support and their smoke early. Good entry there for Rexon, good entry for the Soniqs. First Lion EOD from Grixer will ring out, trying to hold the defenders on the rotations in place as well. And this is a good start here for the Soniqs. Get the IT breach open, they get the opener onto the top floor roamer. They're able to push down towards Garage and assert a lot of control on the map so far.
And I think also taking out the smoke, it gives you just an extra couple of seconds. You know that Kino's always going to be on that operator, so certainly eliminating that smoke early on, yeah, it's going to free you up a lot more of your Soniqs. Soniqs have done well. They've got themselves into storage. That's usually the main area that the defenders want to hold. There's a lot of verticality in that room that we know of course, so getting someone in there early, it's just going to assist them with controlling that map, be able to pick up a few roamers if they're not aware that Soniqs are in that position. Soniqs obviously seeing that they've lost the first kill. They're not going to feel comfortable with holding above. Therefore, all four of them have now fall back into the bomb site, and Soniqs can just start ripping up the floor. A minute to go. This is great time management from Soniqs. Not any C4s on board for M80 as well, so it's very, very safe right now for Soniqs to do all of this. And it's just, all you do is just grind out the result now. You've got the set, you've got everything on your hands. Soniqs just don't fumble it.
So they're trying to hold the flank, getting tagged up by Spoit. He tries to walk up the storage stairs, and he will grab one. Yes, there on EXO as well. EOD will hold them in place as two members trapped for M80 on the EXO stairs, but the retreat back to the bomb site as Geo is getting the plant down now. No plant denial here, as the Nitro cell was pre-placed on the ceiling above and was not retrievable. Some impactful ring out, but Spoit hits the deck. Now a technical 4v2 here. Grixer traded out by Gomez. The collapse from DS and Gomez in towards the bomb site, but the top cover is too strong here. Gomez going to attempt a revive. They try to push their way out of Nano back towards the diffuser, but it's not going to happen. Gunner shooting them down from the top of the floorboard. It's just Gomez alone now in a 1v3. Caught on a drone mid-vault, and Geo will clean it up. And the Soniqs saying goodbye to their early stage woes when it comes to attack. A very clean, clinical, surgical win on the attack that round.
And very simple, Rob. You look at Soniqs in their attack, didn't do anything flashy. There was nothing that was unique or crazy. It was just good siege. And I think for a team like Soniqs, good siege is what you want. Obviously, Soniqs, they started off the season, pretty slow. They did that last stage as well. But as we know, this team will just start to come into their own and really start to ramp up in towards those best of threes, of course. And that's what I think it is for Soniqs today. It's gaining that momentum, gaining a bit of confidence going into those best of threes. So yeah, simple siege. It worked really well. M80 just need to wake up a little bit there. They didn't really put up a fight.
Yeah, no, and I think, honestly, for the Soniqs, like you said, gaining some momentum, just getting some confidence heading into the deciders. As I believe Jesse said, they're already locked in to play tomorrow. Yep. They cannot acquire a top 2 seed and skip tomorrow's games. So they will be playing for their lives tomorrow in a best of 3. It just depends based on how these matches shape up for the rest of the evening, who their opponent will be in that game tomorrow. I think for the Soniqs, though, brushing these best of 1s off and kind of forgetting about them is the best course of action. They're already locked in for playoffs. I think we've heard Fish in his interview and a couple other interviews as well from players saying, best of 1s are best of 1s. Anyone really can pull off an upset or pull off a victory on a best of 1. Once you get to those best of 3s, that's when it matters. And the Soniqs have confirmed that they cannot skip tomorrow. They are in the best of 3 segments in a 3 through 6 seeding. Nothing really to worry about here. It's just about ironing out some kinks and making sure that you're pushing forward with some confidence tomorrow.
And of course, I think as you go into the best of threes, Rob, you want to have a map like Nighthaven, or under wraps to pull out in those best of threes. That's going to help you quite a lot. With the diverse map pool that we now have in Siege, where we have a lot of different play styles with these maps. M80, obviously moving away now from that basement. They don't want to go there again. They've opted for that top floor. Soniqs, pretty heavy utility lineup. You have Sophia making an entrance, Flores also making an entrance. So any shields that may be left up, they're not going to be an issue. But really no shields on the side of M80 to worry about. Mirror windows has been their main point that they want to bring into the defense. And as we know, Mira so strong for holding down these different rooms that are very difficult otherwise. Only concern you would have with Soniqs is going up against mirror windows. You don't have the greatest of lineups because you don't really have nades. You can't go blow and nade them. Twitch would have been good. I suppose the real thing you could look for is an ace combo, but if there's a mute jammer, then you need to make sure that Lion's in position, ready to go with the EMPs.
You see here a lot of presence towards Terrace and making their way in towards Connector, and that'll force the reinforcement beside the server mirror to make sure that you've locked off the wall, put another bandit battery on. Gomez may attempt a trick later on, but he's currently deeper towards the A chassis instead. So as soon as you get one of those EMPs, like you mentioned, 2 remaining on Grixer, onto that bandited wall inside of Connector, that breach could be free, and you could provide some problems here for the defense. Lots of teams coming out in towards the bomb site. They have reinforced all of Triple, so Geo will now open things up. An attempted bandit trick with the last bandit, but it's muted. There's 2 mute jammers on the opposite side and the bandit battery that Gomez continues to pick up and put back down, and it will be successful. There goes Rexon dropping Spoit, and man, this is just going nowhere for Soniqs.
So slow, Rob. The fact that the mute jammer was there stopping the equipment, they still go off. Never mind, they still got the wall open. It looked as if Gomez missed one of the walls. I thought he was just going to go and electrify all of them, clear the utility off, but that wall is open now. That does give them something to play off now, but Soniqs, they need to move fast. 25 seconds, mirror window staring them down. They're starting to get some kills, Rob. This can be a close one.
Goes Grixer taking down Kino. Iconic being pushed to the top of blue stairs as well, and he's gonna have to retreat downstairs to the bomb site, almost entirely being vacated here by M80. It's just Gomez laying prone inside of the command desk, looking for any entries in. He will collect one, springs up and grabs another one onto Geo. So a 5v3 quickly levels to a 3v3, but cannot survive the onslaught. The Nitro will miss from Iconic, and here comes the plant now from Grixer. Diaz trying to push his way back in from the top of blue stairs with the aid of the mirror window. The Nitro cell goes soaring, and it will not be successful. It's actually Iconic getting down. The SMG-12 for Diaz, successful onto Grixer. He's brought this back now down to a 1v2. Citizen and Rexon still on high HP against an SMG-12 or a shotgun on the Warden of Diaz. Gonna circle his way around command, get point blank with that shotgun, but Citizen staying at range will cut him down through the breach that Soniqs were eventually able to get open. And a little hiccup there, but same result for the Soniqs. They're up 2-0.
Yeah, again, another good execute there. Very important kill there for Citizen, being able to get that refrag onto the Bandit. I mean, I think Bandit has done really, really well there to get those 2 kills that he did. You have to question the drone and how's he been allowed to stay in there with that wall open. But maybe it's just running low on time there for Soniqs. That could be the issue. There was a lot of things that happened in towards that kind of minute mark, Rob, where that triple wall was reinforced. You think, okay, plenty of hard breach. You have an ace, you have a Thermite. Get that wall opened. Oh no. It's muted. Bandit's also on the other side of the wall. I'm sitting there thinking the wall's going to get opened. Then it's not. There's mute jammers. Grixer needs to be quicker with the EMPs. He's very, very fortunate that we didn't see the Bandit go and put out a shock wire on every single wall, or else that Thermite charge would have been gone. The ace charges were gone. That would have been a different round entirely. So misplays on both sides, but Soniqs end up coming out the better off it.
Yeah, I think these site collapses, especially for the Soniqs, have looked good. Like you said, you know, the ability for Diaz to kind of lay prone inside a command center, one little oversight, but the Soniqs still overcome that. They have the man advantage to play trades onto the bomb site on their execute. So everything still works out in the end for the Soniqs, looking strong here. And again, we have a few plays on Nighthaven, but we don't have the full story on this map. We don't have a certified whether this is a defender-sided map or attacker-sided map. We probably won't for a little while yet. So for the Soniqs, like we talked about heading into the game, like the Desk talked about, their attacks have been the weaker point between the 2 sides so far through the stage, and I think they're showing excellent proficiency on the attack right now. Really good efficiency too on the time use. You know, you mentioned it was getting close there at the end of the round, but still enough time to get in, get the plant going down. It looked clean, almost the entire bomb site clear of defenders. You know, this is really impressive from the Soniqs.
Yeah, they're playing a lot more of a controlled playstyle. They're not allowing M80 to get up to their old tricks. We know M80 have just so many good players who can kill you just time and time again. So being able to slow it down to your pace and control the game and do the basics right for Soniqs, get the walls open, all that, they're doing that well. We now move into a mid-floor. Again, similar to how the basement plays out, it's all about verticality. You will see the defenders try and hold above. Attackers going to try and want to go for that. Oh, as Kino, I think Kino's used his gadget to see the Inox scanner through the wall, off at pop, shotgun through the wall. That's a dead Jackal. Love that little bit of counterplay. Soulless counters Jackal. If he has his Inox on, you will see him.
Saw some lethal plays from Solaces with P90s earlier today in the NAL, but here comes the ITA long barrel coming out in the hands of Kino. Good start there. The opener onto Rexon, like we're saying, possibly able to see the Inox scanner from Rexon with the HUD of Solus. Top control, though, ultimately afforded to the Soniqs here. Not a whole lot of resistance being put up, just time on the board that's been taken off by M80. They peeled back, they got their opener. Try and work their way back to the bomb site. The only problem with this bomb site is there's no real verticality from below. You're going to have to go for a flank or play on the same horizontal plane as the objective. That could get dangerous here with how proficient we've seen the Soniqs being clearing out the bomb site with this much verticality.
Not necessarily. I think there is definitely options for C4s. They do have one player below with a C4 in hand, and that is towards the storage, but nobody actually in towards the control room at the moment, which is probably the only thing you would look at is if they get into that room, how are you going to stop the plant? I think right now, if you're M80, you want to hold on to that man advantage, and, well, no, never mind, they still have it. I thought they tossed it away, as I say, but no, still kills come back. I think Spoit picked up Citizen, yes he did, and now for Soniqs, they have to play from behind into the final execute, which they haven't had to do before.
Geo was pushing in towards garage for the plant, but bails out, heads out to the storage window. The last line EOD will propel Geo in through the window. More flashbangs going out for sound cover. The Solus still are taken off the board as Kino has fallen. Geo gets off the plant though. 6 seconds ticking away and tries to reinitiate a plant. He's able to bait the run in there from Spoit, and everyone is too far away to try and collapse back onto this. Geo into the overtime now, trying to get the plant down. It's Gunner and Geo. The Gunner last gun still up. The Nitro will miss. The spray will connect though from Iconic to drop Geo, leaving Gunner alone now in a 1v2. He has some top control. He does have some visibility, some kill holes towards the diffuser. That Legion Mine should reveal his position, and Iconic comes sprinting up the stairs to try and collect this kill. Both of them make it to the top of the stairwell. Some missed shots there on a quick peek, and Iconic will collect it. M80 able to win out in the post plant. A beautiful attempt there from Geo on the bait plant. Just wasn't enough in the end in the retake, and a beautiful round there for M80 to bring that one back.
Yeah, Gunner, I'll be honest, kind of sent him down the basket there, down the river. Holding with the pistol, I don't know, I think you had time to reload there probably. Obviously it's difficult trying to hold two angles, two doorways into that site. But I think he probably should have got one kill out of that at least. Go into a 1v1, you have vertical pressure, you know, that's kind of what you're after. Oh, this is interesting. A timeout. They just want a round. It's only going into round 4. They've called the timeout. My thought process is, one, they're even giving a better thought into their next defense, which will probably be defense. Or 2, they're going to just give Diaz a bit more time to finish his food.
I was going to say, you know, we're 3 rounds in. We're heading into round 4 and attack timeout now just to prolong things a little bit more. And Diaz is still munching away. So it went from a pregame snack to a mid-game snack. And we'll see if that trend continues. M80 get on the board, though. Able to be victorious on what is often the tertiary site, which is not the often success rotation on defensive sites on Nighthaven. But like I said, very small sample size at our availability to understand what the most powerful sites are and what kind of defensive or attacker-sided leaning this map will have in the end after it's been figured out and run through the meta a little bit longer. Man, Diaz he's still going, man. He's still going.
He's got a fork now. What is he eating with a fork?
Listen, man, the schedule kind of got turned upside down. He was expecting to be able to watch Dark Zero and Space Station and kind of get his pregame meal in then, and it's thrown him for a loop. I think for Soniqs, though, you don't really worry about that. They're still able to get the plant down. That round came down very close. Man, I'm just really impressed with the Soniqs attacks and their ability to clear off roams. Like, their ability to get in the map, assert as much map control as possible, and then turn their attention towards the bomb site. It's been efficient. Like, that was really the first round where you see it kind of go sideways, and even then you surrender the opening pick if you're the Soniqs, but you still are afforded all that top control. Like it's really impressive here from the Soniqs and their opening portions of the round, and even that conversion to the site execute has been strong too.
Yeah, they're a solid team, and I think one thing that everyone says about Soniqs is they're always going to have a win in them. You know, they're always going to appear with these big wins against these big sides. It's the reason why we see them do so well at internationals. Remember, if we take away, you know, just the regional standings, this is your best team in NA. This is the team that got the farthest in the major.
Yep. So we're heading back upstairs for the defense here for M80, and hopefully we don't have a mute jammer bandit battery fiasco on the garage triple wall for the Soniqs this time around, even though it did all work out in the end just fine, and there isn't actually a third. Okay, now there is. Iconic will be late reinforcing triple, and see if they'll do the same in towards connector as well. No Mira being brought this time by M80, swapping out the operators. They brought the mute, the Kaid, and the bandits. And the Warden, so they're very concerned about making sure they can hold down these walls. Rex on the flank through meeting back towards connector didn't have a whole lot of effect on the round last time. Really a lot of focus through garage and IT after they're able to get the breach down and the collapse onto the bomb site. See if there's more effect here from the sledge being able to arrive to the bomb site on the flank.
Yeah, one thing that people might be seeing is that was a very early reinforce coming in from the Soniqs. We've seen them reinforce that triple wall again. The reason why you have to reinforce that once that main breach gets opened is you can't hold garage. Without Azami, you're not holding that position. It's so difficult. Same way that we see in Clubhouse. Without Azami, nobody really goes to the cash room site because of that catwalk. Exactly the same for this. Catwalk is a pain if you don't have those barriers. So that's why we see them early reinforce it off, because there's no point. Soniqs are going to go for a bit of a split push now this time, Rob. They went very direct in through the triple wall garage. Now they're attacking the backside. They're looking to push in towards connector, in towards electrical as best they can, and some nades below, which was one thing I did say they were missing the last attack with some nades.
Well, Spoit as well, going to be playing inside a connector with an M80 on the Jaeger instead of the 416. Ace Selmas appear to be going out onto that wall and towards the server bomb site as well, and this could be the perfect opportunity for Spoit to go to the swing. But he did also hear the window opening up beside him. The quick swing, he'll lose about half his health and retreat back towards the bomb site now. Dock and play, a much more common operator these days, and the ADSs will recharge as the EMP wears off. So now Spoit's still holding in a strong position here with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, they've tried to EMP the ADSs away, but because of that, the nades don't work, and Spoit is still in such a strong position. Out comes a shotgun, one goes down, Gomez cleans up the other, and now Citizen and Geo have to do the heavy lifting. Just Citizen now, Geo is gone, but as I say that, Citizen also gets mowed down. M80, a very clean collapse in that defense. Rob, just that they've tried to use the EMPs on the rooftop, and then the radius would then catch all of the ADSs. They would be disabled. Nade goes in to electrical. Bang, dead Spoit. Didn't happen. EMP did not catch them. Means he stays alive, and look what he's done.
Yeah, it looked like there was still one ADS that was unaffected by the EMP, so just very unfortunate there for the Soniqs. This was great coordination, and Spoit really did seem to be the last domino ready to fall there for M80 as the push towards the bomb site was actually garnering some success on the fish side for the Soniqs, picking up a couple picks on the flank. But yeah, an M870 able to persevere inside of connector, and M80, they're going to level things up. They get 2 of the 3 rounds they need to confirm a top 2 position and be able to skip tomorrow. Again, their position in the standings is pretty well secured them of that fact, but it would be nice to have it mathematically confirmed as well if you're M80. I think a good response here, back-to-back rounds on the defense, able to adapt to what the Soniqs are bringing.
I've got a replay for Bro eating his food. Like, I'll be honest, is it just me, or see whenever you're playing games and your food comes, I can't concentrate. Because it's always like, you know, I want to enjoy my food. I can't play games if I'm enjoying the food, you know?
Yeah, no, I can't eat and play at the same time.
It's difficult, and if I am, then good luck to whoever's in my stack, because I'm a troll stack.
I'm reloading!
No in between.
Rest in peace. We go downstairs now for M80 on the defense, looking to make it a clean sweep, just in a very different order than we originally would have imagined. They win their storage defense. They had topside to retry it. 1-1 on that site now. 0-1 downstairs, trying to equalize that count as well. Trying to get a 3-2 lead heading into the last round of the first half. And It's a very nice opening pick from Rexon topside onto Kino the last time they attacked this bomb site. Gunner pushing in towards the top of the garage rafters this time. And it looks like, again, for M80, slight alteration to the defense. No top floor roamer as of right now.
Yeah.
That, again, is just going to allow Soniqs to get in very quickly, assert a lot of control, and start working that verticality.
Yeah, this is plan B. This is go for the C4s. This is the other option of how you can defend this. I do like the fact that you can also use pulse as a way of gaining info for anyone who could maybe rotate up staircases. Remember, there is 2 staircases that you can use and abuse on that site. One of them is where Kino's situated. He's got 2 ADSs stacked up, so nades aren't going to be an issue for him at the moment. And if he has Iconic below feeding that information, that is a scary combo, because this guy, if he knows where you are and he has that shotgun in his hand, you're a dead man.
Attackers have located
Cardiac sensor from Iconic, ready and waiting to try and assist with that as well, as the sledgehammer will connect onto the floorboards. A Nitro cell from Iconic looking to detonate, and it will collect Gunner. So there goes the sledge. A little bit of verticality done, but now Citizen taking damage up through the hatch as well, inside of storage. It's a tough one here for Citizen to try and fight back through. Very tight pixel angle, and again, the opening pick now afforded to M80 on the defense. Seen the Exo stairs flank attempted a couple times, and Iconic still looking skyward through the hatches. Trying to make sure that with little time remaining, a little over a minute now, the Soniqs aren't able to convert into that site execute that they were so successful in the first time around. Gio's got the single breach open into Animus with the diffuser as well, trying to crouch walk his way in, and very slowly, very quietly, very sneakily making his way in, and will spot one of the bomb site. There goes Kino, and here comes the flood from the Soniqs.
Oh, I love it from Gio. I love it. He's been really making these plays at the moment on the attack where things haven't looked too good for Soniqs, and they've just exploded into the site now. Grixer and Rexon add on with kill each, and now M80, Spoit and Diaz have to try and get it back. Spoit, oh, he gets eliminated. Rexon, the backstab down the back stairs, takes him out. Now Diaz is much on the foot for the majority of this game, and it doesn't help him here. He doesn't power up into the clutch mode. Soniqs, a great opportunity spotted. Gio, he made that, he made the call, but you have to give credit to Grixer. He was with him all the way. He sees, Gio says, come with me, this site is open, we can go for this. Grixer's like, I'm on it, straight in, bang. Use the alliance scans, creates that space. Love it, love it, love it.
Love a lot there. And like you said, Gio making that play, getting the opener, bringing the team with him. And for the Soniqs, 3 rounds on the attacking side of Nighthaven Labs. So at the very least, if worst case scenario, they lose the 6th round, still a 3-3 half. Still a very good position to be in to transition to the defense. And like you said, we're seeing adaptations here. It's a much better response from the Soniqs in terms of recognizing that they have the top floor clear. They're able to enter in. They're worried about some staircase. They're worried about some Nitro. But at the end of the day, they're still able to identify the hole that was open on the bomb site that M80 had afforded to them. Great IGLing, great adaptation mid-round from the Soniqs, and they take the lead once again.
M80. Last defense.
5 seconds left.
Need to make this one work for them. The basement not playing out well. They tried the 2 variations of the strategies that I mentioned. You can either go for that roam or go for the turtle. Both have failed. I think it's a credit to Soniqs, and even I think a big credit to Soniqs that last round. Playing without the sledge. You know, that C4 worked really well for Iconic. You're attacking that site with no verticality. That's not easy to do. So yeah, credit to them. And now I want to see how they're going to move into the mid floor now, because this was one of the rounds that Soniqs, you know, they looked a little bit weaker on. They lost the opening pick. I want to say that, you know, Gunner probably could have done better in the post plant to win that round. So let's see if they can improve on that.
Yeah, this was the first bomb site that M80 were able to be successful on their defensive side. It seems like, again, we did see it last time from M80, the last time they went to this bomb site in storage and control. They did try a late flank topside, but it got shut down, I believe, by Gunner upstairs. So we'll see if the Soniqs are ready to read that one out. We do have top floor rumor right now. Spoit is taking damage through the windowsill. He has not dealt nearly as much as he's received. Down to about 30 HP, leaving connector back in towards server. And again, a collapse coming from the garage rafters. Pretty sure that's Grixer it is with the V308. We've seen a lot of 417 DMR play on Lions. First EOD will hold Spoit in place on the server pillar. He's kind of got nowhere to go. He's just going to play his life and try and see how many he can take with him. And it's 0. Gunner will shut him down. Kino thinking about coming in support will impact the triple wall in towards garage. But he's going to back out, knowing that they've surrendered the opening pick. Yeah, he's still hanging around top fish. We'll see what he does here.
Yeah, well, once again, this is where Soniqs want M80 is to be a man down, especially taking out Spoit. We know that's a heavy hitter for M80. And Soniqs, again, this is where they can slow it down. They have that man advantage. They can control the pace. And they just need to grind out the win. Use that man advantage, which I think they've played really well with, being able to use that extra man in a position that they're not ready for. Very, very good from Soniqs. And I think now for M80, this is where they should realize, hey, us sitting back hasn't really worked. We need to go out there. We need to try and get in there and get a kill back, which is actually one thing that I think Spoit was doing really well. He's been taken out now.
Yeah, not able to assist there as he was droned out at the top of the blue stairs and went for the retreat back towards the bomb site. See everyone in M80, like you say, not looking to stretch out. Maybe they should. They would man down, although low on the clock. If they're able to keep their eyes towards the bomb site, could be a good position to be in. Diaz will get droned out at the top of the cargo stairs. Trying to hold for any pushes in towards the bottom of garage. But there goes Gio collecting another one onto Gomez. Diaz will at least trade one back under Rexon. The pre-fire will not collect a headshot. Gunner drops Kino, and now the plant going down from Gio as it's just iconic remaining on the pulse. No nitro cell left in hand and a 1v4, and he will not be long for this world as Gio will shut it down. You can see the celebrations from Gunner and the Soniqs up 4-2 at the half. It's a beautiful display of dominance coming out from the Soniqs right now.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Realistically there for Soniqs. M80 just sat, didn't move. Just bags of cement, realistically, Rob. No movement, no trying to look for a retake up the stairs. One thing that we have to look at as a team like M80 is what they done the first round they defended that, was they were going for retakes upstairs. They were sending 2 to take out 1. Why are they not doing the same that time? There was one guy on the aqua stairs. Send 2 to get him. Get rid of him. Then you can attack that top floor. We've talked about the verticality. You can end up use that. There's nowhere safe that you can plant in that site that cannot be seen from above.
Well, I think for M80 here, it's write some notes down for next time you end up playing this map, because like I said, 1 win, 1 loss for both of these teams so far through the stage on this map, and it seems like the Soniqs have definitely worked on this map in terms of being able to get their attacks down and executes down as well. I think Gio's been a standout so far in terms of round adaptation calls, and even some critical picks in towards the bomb site to open up the opportunity to get the play going down. Gio's been unreal so far this game, and Citizen is going to start things off. I think Spoit's been alive for about 1:30 combined for the last 3 rounds, so this is early deaths here for Spoit. Another beautiful start here for the Soniqs, and man, you're trying to take a 5-2 lead early on. Gio's going to go for the bandit trick, and it is good. So you're able to destroy 1 Selma, 1 detonates, and it will open up a vault hole onto the double breach wall.
And the thing is that hole isn't that good because you can't really play from a long angle to cover the bomb site. You need to kind of swing into the trench, therefore it's an easy pre-fire, an easy C4. It gives you time to almost move into sight, knowing that a guy isn't going to be sat all the way back at the boxes with the angle opened up. That spawn kill, obviously it's going to play a big impact in the round. You've taken out Jackal, you've got that first pick. The mentality factor. Spoit getting spawn peek right off the rip by Citizen is going to be a tilter because you're getting prepared. Okay, here we go, attack time. Oh, I'm dead straight away. You know, that's where you're going to sit there and think, oh, it's not a good day.
Phone call come out from Kino as he steps directly into a goo mine on the opposite of the windowsill. Let's push in for M80 towards the middle floor here. A lot more time burn just ascertaining the position of these defenders, and I'm not actually convinced that M80 have figured out where these roamers or the Soniqs are. Rexon's still top blue, Gunner's in control looking to retreat back towards the cargo stairs. He knows his flank hold is present outside the window. Not sure if he's prepared for the elevation, and he's not as he'll get gunned down from behind. The attempted sprint back to the site. Yas will collect him. We level out in a man count here, but Rexon's still on the roam. Could be an absolute ace in the hole here for the Soniqs.
Nades go in. Nobody's died as of yet with the nades, and this is tense. This is where we can really start to see Rexon, for example, just light up the show. He can be on for a deadly flank. Kino looking to push down in towards pillar stairs. Just checking his angles. Doesn't have any calls left to assist him. Critical action will also be done, but you want to look at Rexon now. This is the man to watch.
See, the solo push here is now joined. Kino with the diffuser tried to push down the exo stairs and has made his way all the way into the bomb site. Gomez had joined him on the Amaro, and here comes the drop from Rex. And the flank potential towards exo stairs is now nullified. Bricks are turning, and they will notice the plant is going down. The spray comes through, but not before the plant is completed, and Geo will actually be cut down in turn. There goes Grixer as well. So now it's a 2v4 for Citizen and Rexen to work their way out of, make it a 4v1 now. This is just Rexen alone, the man who could have gone for the supreme flank. Ends up coming back Animus, and it just isn't the right flanking route to take. And M80 able to bring one back.
Yeah, strange round that. M80 just looked as if they were playing on a prayer. You know, let's hope they're not here. Let's hope we're not going to get flanked. Even Kino wasn't sure if he wanted the plant or not in that position. I think Rexen just needed to commit to that flank. He drops down the hatch. Was I call? Maybe his team calling him back to site. I would have went for the flank, definitely. Because again, they cannot plant if you're above with that gadget.
Yeah, I think, man, Diaz still working away on the food here. We're 7 rounds deep, heading into round number 8. The Sonics still have the advantage here. Still up 4-3. And with that now, obviously that is M80's 3rd round on the map. That is confirmation that M80 will be confirmed for top 2. They don't have to play tomorrow. They will either have the 1 or the 2 seed, depending on what happens with Dark Zero and their games after this. Seems like we're having a tack here. I didn't hear anything about a technical issue, so I believe this would be the Sonics tactical.
Oh, we're good.
Okay, we're good to go. Taking a little long there to get through the prep phase and everyone talking, but
we're just looking at
Sonics still have the
replays.
tack in the back pocket. Looking at replays, and we're good to go with Iconic on the Blitz.
Yeah, this is always a fun one. Blitz comes in, Nighthaven. There's some good points that you can really use Blitz in. I think Garage is a good one to take control of. Obviously, kind of, you know, looking at a one-way angle, you just push in, fight, do your best. Other than that, I think Basement is definitely a site you want to stay away from. Other areas you can use your Blitz really good in Connector Room. Again, these one-way fights you want to be taking are very strong. I'm curious to see how they're going to use them. The only thing is, you may be thinking, oh, why don't we push him in towards here? Why don't we push in towards Aqua and then into site from there? There's feet holes usually made along the double wall into site. That's not very good for Blitz because you're only going to get shot from the side as you try and run in the door. There's a few issues sometimes with Blitz there. So yeah, I'll just wait until I see what he wants to go for.
Terrace Breach looking to get opened up here from Diaz. No mute jammer, so it's just the bandit battery. So the fact that he was able to place the thermite charge means he's free to go. And the wall will get blown wide open by the exothermic. There's a mirror staring directly at it, though. Gunner will be playing that from inside a server. So for M80 here, gonna have to do some more work as running face first into that mirror is not the most ideal strategy. Some entries in towards garage, and Gomez down below with the buck, trying to cause some havoc from underneath the skeleton key. Triple wall getting opened up from inside of garage rafters as well from Spoit. Here comes Iconic on the blitz. Seems to be an attack on all fronts from M80.
Yeah, he's going to try and push down through Aqua. That's going to be his avenue. Like I said, it's just you need to try and clear behind the bomb before you move into that room because it can be deadly. You've got guys playing obviously in towards Pillar. Oh, that's an important pick. That was the guy downstairs trying to clear out those angles for the blitz to move in freely. Now with him gone, I don't know if Iconic's able to do what he wants to do now.
Well, here comes the blitz, though. He is able to flash, punch, and finish off Geo. Kino will grab one onto Grixer, pushing through IT as well, and Citizen trying to come for the flank up blue. Again, he's just milliseconds behind where he needs to be. The coverage from outside on the balcony as well is good as it will repel him back down with a flashbang. Nitro Cell thought about being ripped there from Gunner. The second Nitro goes out, but there's no one home. Citizen somehow gets the knife through the shield onto Iconic, juked him out there, and we level at a 3v3 man count.
Oh, decision making from Iconic. He's decided to chase for the kill. I'll be honest, I would have done the same, Rob, so I don't blame him for it, but he has lost that knife. If you stab at the same time, it's literally down to luck who gets it. Now Citizen, look at this angle he has, can kill the players he walks through. That's freeing around for Citizen. There's another player there, they know he's below, and now Citizen has a 1v2. Flashbang goes in, 7 seconds, they have to try and go for a plant. And the good news is, Rob, there's no C4.
No C4 for Citizen and no identification of where the plant is going down. Good news is here for Citizen that one of the guns still up is Spoit on about 5 HP. Lots of shots ring out towards the triple wall breach that was opened up by M80 as the retreat back up towards the garage rafters here for Citizen. Perilous, but not impossible. Indecisive on which angle he wants to take is the priority. Looking back towards server through the breach hole. Unsure if he should keep holding this IT as no one is moving. The time is ticking away from Citizen here as he needs to make an entry. Needs to spot one person out. He's able to bait out the peek from Spoit, but Diaz will collect. Citizen unable to ace to save the round, and M80 level things up at 4-4.
Oh, great try from Citizen. In that 1v2, the call would have been for M80. Spoit does not swing until they hear shots first. So Spoit will not be swinging that until he hears his teammate shoot first. And I think Citizen's done so well to bait that out of M80. He jiggle peeks. You know, obviously a shot comes in from the Thermite. He knows that Spoit's going to swing. He picks up that kill. It's just so unfortunate not to win the final engagement. He almost had that. You know, Citizen's played a blinder. Oh boy, we've got some hack of a game here, Rob. We do. Brilliant.
Back and forth it goes. You could see Citizen's reaction there. He was close. He was real close on that one. And that will prompt the Soniqs to actually take their tac timeout. So I was off by a round on the prediction there. But it is the Soniqs now taking their tac timeout. That's both timeouts used. And we head into the last portion of this map on Nighthaven at a 4-4 scoreline. I guess we're just going to keep everyone up to date round after round after round on Diaz. He's still eating. He's still eating. It's been 8 rounds. We're going into round number 9, and the man is still munching away. Let's see if that's able to propel M80 on a bit of a winning streak here, as they've got 2 rounds in a row in the bag now. Trying to bring it all the way back for a regulation win here, secure as many points as possible. They already have secured top 2 for tomorrow, or sorry, for next week, as that will mean they don't have to play tomorrow. They would like the number 1 seed. They would like the bragging rights of being the team with the most points in group stage, and theoretically the better matchup is the 1 versus the lower seed later on, but no real guarantees when we've seen how close these top 6 teams are in NA.
Yeah, I think NA's been very competitive, very, very competitive this season. You really don't know what you're going to get a lot of the time. You know, I think even M80 have looked weak at times against other teams. You know, M80 have obviously suffered losses. I think it's a credit to the region, and I think they've looked good, especially on testing out the new maps. You know, Nighthaven and Consulate, these have kind of been 2 maps that, obviously EU, for example, they haven't really taken to them per se, but over here in NA, my goodness, they love it.
So we got the EMPs coming out from the back pocket of the Montaigne on Kino as well. The bandit trick, once again from Geo, will be successful onto a different wall. So was able to bandit trick the left panel, and this one getting opened up, yeah, is the better for the attackers, as you do have the longer angle to be played over towards the exo door as well, in towards bomb site. So better opportunity here for M80 to have some attacking routes and some visibility in towards the bomb site, deep towards the exo doorway, should they be able to get a plant down. Better for diffuser coverage. Other than that, though, M80 not taking a whole lot of map control. Still outside the map itself. Minute in, again, no roam coming out from the Soniqs. So it's just taking a minute for M80 to ascertain the position of these Soniqs defenders and know that they're free to go. Spoit, though, as I say that, will jump in through lobby and grab Gunner. He was at 90, I guess. Yep. Wow. So there goes the roaming Legion, the only roamer that the Soniqs had. It's a good opener again for M80.
Same way we talk about how the opening pick is very important for Soniqs and their attacks, equally for M80. Getting that opening pick, it sets the tone, it gives you that control now. M80 have a Monty. They're going to play this. You know, we talked about Soniqs playing a controlled version. That's ×2 now with a Monty. He's literally there just to set the tempo, can give that information, can realistically push wherever he wants. If I look at that lineup from Soniqs, there's nothing as a Monty player I'm scared of. The C4, sure you may argue, gets the C4. You can just walk back. You can play around the C4. A good multiplayer will know how to do that. Getting rid of Legion is so vital. It's been a big issue. Oh dear, as I've said all that, they've then died to a roaming Fenrir.
There goes Citizen on the flank. Again, seeing he's loving the MP7 between last round and this round. He's got 5 kills on MP7 right now. Actually, 4. He did get one with the knife onto Iconic on the Blitz. Nonetheless, levels up the man count. Now with 45 seconds left. All that talk you said, Harry, about the Montaigne, it's not going to be the disruptor.
Steve Austin just came in and he stunned me. That's what that's like right now.
Still more soft destruction being done here from Iconic onto the Buck now. It's usually going as you see on that one, but taking damage up through those kill holes as the Nitro Cell had flown errant and had not connected. Gritcher will be dropped by Spoit as he makes it to the bottom of Exo stairs as well. Looking in towards the bomb site, I imagine unaware of the Solus, lying underneath the hatch, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to spring out and be devastating. Rexon will cut down one, looking for another one, but a good trade there from Spoit. Reacquires the diffuser and pushing in towards the bomb site. Geo will drop Iconic, so it's down to the 2v2 and only one gun standing right now from Diaz. Outside the double breach, a good shot there, a nice trade, and now pulling off the diffuser. Spoit, with less than a second left on the board, pulls off the plant and will clutch it out.
How's he done that? He's not allowed to be that good. You can't be that. You can't. M80, I was stunned by this Kino boy. This, honest, him with a Monty. I don't know what, like, how that Fenrir's killed him. How he's not aware of that, I don't know. I don't know. Spoit has dragged his team through the mud there. 100%, he's just dragged them through.
That's 4 on the round for Spoit, and we're going to need a slow-mo of how much time was left on the clock. I didn't think it was possible for Spoit to pull off, and yet I thought he had it too, honestly. I thought it was going to be another round. We're walking away complimenting Geo. We might be able to see how much time is left here. Like 2, 1, 0. Like he's
20.
pulling off with less
20.
than a second. It was like, yeah.
He got the kill at
2/10 of a second. Yeah, 2/10 of a second left on the clock, ticking away from him. Spoit finds the headshot with the PDW, so beautiful round there from Spoit, like you said, dragging the rest of the team with him as they lose the Monty, not knowing where Citizen was on the flank at the top of the cargo stairs. So, M80, 3 in a row. They've been very close rounds back and forth, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, a couple more coin flips go opposite ways, and you know, we're talking about Soniqs winning this thing like a 7-2, a 7-3 scoreline, and yet here we are with M80 in control.
I think Soniqs have been the better team in the game. I think they have. But I think that showcases that, you know, great teams can win rounds out of nothing. And M80 do that. That's just the way they are. Nah, that...
You can see Kino ping the Claymore like, buddy, are you going to do your job? Nice attempt there for Citizen. It does not go the way he wants it to. He will get the opening death. So a huge superstar round, a couple rounds ago. And actually, last round as well, being a difference maker, able to cut down Kino, who's on that Monte on the flank. This time around, he's done about 40 damage to Gomez, about 50 damage to Kino. He has surrendered his life, but his Frost Mats will persevere beyond his demise.
M80, lead again in the opening kill department. So it's going to be that mid-floor, so as we know, it's going to be a bit of time before we start to see really any action in towards the site. The main key component the attackers need is that top floor. Use that verticality, of course. Gunner's going to try and keep himself safe with his Fenrir gadgets, make sure nobody can push him in from behind. He will get that indicator, of course. But M80 again, they'll take their sweet time with it. They don't need to rush. They know they are in command. They know they have the lead, and it's up to Soniqs, of course, to try and get these kills back. Just making sure there's everything going for M80 in this round, making sure they can clear every bit of utility. Not wanting to risk anything. Has a C4 wasted, gets no kills there. Rexon. Geo still has his C4, of course, but Rexon does make up for it, though. A kill with the SMG-11. And M80 now, maybe they're looking to go a little bit more direct, just straight into the site.
Yeah, it seems like they've kind of lost control of the top floor as a flank was coming up the blue stairs as well. They are repelling it momentarily. It's the Warden right now of Geo debating going for that flank, just waiting for the attention from the balcony to turn away at the most opportune time. Spoit thinking about going into the cargo window as well. Instead, he's going to try and pop the cargo door with a Selma, but instead this just allows the approach towards the cargo window even closer now with a shotgun as Rexon will pull out the SMG-11 instead. Gomez will grab one, but there's the swing on Rexon to drop Spoit. It's Diaz carrying the diffuser, who will be all important in this round. Iconic, though, will drop Gunner, and he's heading towards the basement, so that'll leave a 2v2. He's coming back up the cargo stairs now. 25 seconds left on the clock here. You still got some top control from M80, trying to work their way towards the bomb site. Time is ticking away from them, and it's slipping away from them
15
here.
seconds left.
Diaz, like I said, carrying that diffuser. There's 12 seconds on the clock, vaulting into the garage window. Will head in towards support. Now Geo on the flank once
5 seconds
again. They
left.
have no idea. Iconic cut down, the plant going down, and Geo will put him on the floor. A beautiful reaction, and Geo will tie this thing up once again. What a classic prime performance from Geo we're seeing.
Oh, I was really worried as they both went in through the door. He kind of missed the opportunity, and I was afraid that maybe then the Lion was going to swing him. Oh, but no, gets away with it, cleans up the 2 kills. Yeah, really well done there by Soniqs to gain control. I have to highlight Rexon in that position. Missed the C4 in the beginning, gets a kill back, I think playing the vertical. This is so important. You lose Spoit. M80 were looking to use Spoit as a way of kind of creating that clamp where you have 2 attacks coming in from either direction to really shake Soniqs and make them have to worry about, you know, Spoit getting into that site. I love the preemptive swing that Rexon goes for. I think he had a suspicion they were hunting for him. So the fact that he plays a little bit more aggressive just catches Spoit, you know, just a deer in the headlights. So yeah, have to highlight Rexon. Done very impressive there with the 2 kills.
Like I said, it feels like we're turning back the clock here. Geo 13-6.
10 seconds.
By no means is he a bad player. It's just when you see the lineup for the Soniqs, you see Gunner and Citizen, Grixer, Rexon, Geo playing on support roles these days. Not always the standout in terms of fragging department, and it's not just been the frags that we've called out a couple times. His IGLing and his mid-round adaptations have also been evident and crucial in terms of securing round wins. We stand at a 5-5 now. We're going to need all 12 rounds of regulation at minimum, if not overtime. And for M80 here, they do get 3 rounds in a row to start the second half. Soniqs able to respond in kind and nice Kaid trick there from Citizen. I think he was able to get 1 Selma at least. Pulled the claw off, backed off there. So 2 Selmas will be successful partially. The left one will get Electroquad actually on the return, and they shot off the right one. So there's no actual traversable hole to get in towards the bomb site for the breach here for M80. That could be problematic later on. Citizen is late reinforcing the single wall into Anubis as well, and he gets away with it.
He does indeed. Yeah, that will cause them a lot of issues. They still have 1 hard breach gadget from Iconic, but the issue then you're stuck with is, do you then open up the breach? That means you forfeit a hatch. Another way that you can pressure the attackers in the bomb site. So yeah, a big stumbling block that now we're going to see how quick M80 could think in their feet, because that is a big thing that it's something that I feel you don't prep for because it shouldn't happen to begin with. So I'm going to be really impressed to see if M80 actually win this round, because I think Soniqs now, just that misplay, they're in such a good position. And the thing is with Soniqs, they probably won't even know that they are.
Sensor on.
All right, we'll see if we even turn our attention back towards the bomb site. Is this roam clear? Not starting off too hot as Spoit once again, the first one to meet their maker in the round. Geo with a shotgun paying point blank inside a connector. The phone calls will ring out and they'll dissuade him from swinging with the M590. Nice shots ring out here from Rexon, and then on the re-engagement collects the head of Iconic. So like I said, whether or not we actually get to the bomb site is determined on whether or not this roam clear is successful. And there hasn't been a whole lot of success for M80 thus far.
Yeah, that's the second time now we've seen in this game where the Jackal gets killed by the Solus through the walls, seeing the gadget active. Oh, Gunner, great swing. Diaz had no idea you were there, using the Vigil to a great cause. And wow, this is shut, closed. It's gone. The restaurant isn't here. It's done. M80, not here to cook. Very poor round, losing the bite rob in the early stages. They have a full roam set, a roam hunting setup as well. You have a Dokkaebi, you have a Jackal. It's done nothing against these.
Well, Gomez will get 1, but Rexon with a quick 2-piece to wrap it up and put us on match point. The roam, too dominant for the Soniqs, for M80 to clear. And like I said, 6-5. Map point here in favor of the Soniqs, stumbling a little bit into the beginning of the second half, but regaining control, regaining the momentum, and again, reasserting their dominance. And like we said a couple rounds ago, SQ have seemed like the better team throughout the majority of this map.
Yeah, again, I think they've had the more dominant round wins, like you mentioned before. If, you know, a couple of things, you know, even just one thing went right for Soniqs in a few of those rounds, Soniqs would have won by now. M80 have been kind of playing off moments, it feels like. Look at Spoit, for example. That was a moment that they needed to get, for example. So, yeah, I think Soniqs... I would assume now that the momentum's firmly with Soniqs. If they go on to win this now in regulation, I think it's well deserved. Certainly is. You know, you look at the stats, very top heavy for M80. You know, you kind of start to see, you know, obviously Spoit, Diaz, Gomez, and then it kind of drops off. Whereas Soniqs, you've got, you know, good stability there. 10, 13, 13. Those performances is where you win the games.
Well, the Soniqs will be looking to do that exact point, win in regulation, secure all 3 points for their final game of the group stage, secure as high a seed as possible. We still have yet to figure out what's going to happen with Dark Zero in their games later today. The Soniqs might have an opportunity here to sneak further up in the standings than even previously predicted, considering Dark Zero had 2 games in hand and just the opportunity of points on the board for them. It's pretty daunting. But it all comes down to this round here, and they'll head topside to try and close things out. Another blitz coming out from Iconic. We'll see if he's a little more successful and a little more sight-focused this time around, as, like you said, it was an enticing chase down Aqua Stairs to try and go get Citizen. It just didn't go his way. An observation blocker will also stop any intel gathering in towards the garage, and we haven't lost any breaching materials as of yet. Bandit Trick won't be attempted either, as Citizen will just place another battery down and head off towards Connector. The IT wall get opened up relatively free, 1 EMP having to be used, or 2 actually, from Kino. And now there goes the triple wall reinforcement into garage as well. The Soniqs will burn a minute, but they're peeling back towards the bomb site.
I feel as though Citizen probably could have banned the trick there for a little bit longer. You know, no nades on the lineup of M80 to worry about, but maybe he wants to try and ban the trick the other side, and oh, he misses the wrong side. Luckily, we didn't see the commitment from Diaz to open up the right side of the wall. And you can see the drop-off as well. And this is the thing is, that we haven't really mentioned about top floor. You kind of have these layers. You have those outer walls that you can try and bandit trick and stop. And once they get broken through eventually, then you can just go back to the next 2. You know, you have that triple wall in garage, and you have the 2 inside a pillar. It's very difficult for the attackers, and it wastes a lot of time and a lot of utility. And that's why you will see at least 2 breaches for a top floor at all times. You know, both teams have been very adamant about that. Firm IMAs have always been brought for these top floors.
Well, once again, we're ticking down on the clock here, and not a whole lot has been accomplished. But here come the EMPs, and here come the Selmas onto the triple wall into garage. Good position to be in, though, if you're Soniqs. And taking away for M80 to get a move on into the bomb site. They do still have Iconic standing on the blitz, and you get the drones pouring to the bomb site to ascertain the location of these defenders, anchoring into some stronger positions. Positions are getting eroded slowly, and Iconic's actually going to go for an entry downstairs by kitchen. Geo using that Warden glass to try and persevere the flashbangs, and here comes the blitz, but the knife, it will win out and drop Geo to the floor for the opening pick in the round with 38 seconds on the clock. Rexon trying to repel any particular entry in towards IT, and Kino will grab another one onto Rexon. The blitz comes rushing into the bomb site, absorbing as much damage as possible. Diaz grabs 1, Gomez with another, and now it's just Gunner alone in a 1v5. He'll make it a 1v4 onto Diaz. The plant is going down from Kino, though. He's going to be point blank against the blitz. Does a lot of damage with that DMR, but he's going to have to peel back towards the server. Rotate. The shots will ring it onto the soft wall. This is a tough spot here for Gunner. Collects another one onto Kino, but gets shredded in turn by the AR-33, and we are going to overtime.
Yeah, overtime it is. Now, the change that Soniqs tried to make was an operator change, where they had placed now Geo on a Warden towards Aqua Stairs. As we know, Warden, you can't be flashed by Blitz. It makes you a very strong operator to go up against Blitz. You know, if Blitz doesn't have his flash, he's just a guy with a pistol and a shield, which you can obviously play around, hit his shield, kill him, all that kind of stuff. A lot more difficult doing that if you can't see him. But I think it was a bit of poor timing for Geo. He goes for the swing, and as he goes for a swing, he doesn't kind of hold his position towards the stairs. We've seen he went for the peak, goes back, and a Blitz is just right in front of him. He just appeared out of nowhere. So it is a little bit unfortunate for Geo with that timing, but you know, I think Blitz is still always going to be oppressive no matter what you do, and it is sometimes really difficult whenever you don't know where he is, and that's what we've seen from Iconic. Iconic sat outside the map for, what, about 2 minutes 15? Because he knew he didn't want to give himself away that he was that Blitz. If you know a team has a Blitz, you change your mindset. At 45 seconds, and you know, at that stage you would assume, okay, there's probably no Blitz now, because we would have heard him or seen him by now. That makes it so much more difficult to deal with because you're not expecting it.
Well, we head into overtime in an attacking-sided Nighthaven Labs, and it will be Soniqs, who have looked like the better team through most of these rounds. They'll be having to win at least one defensive round to take 2 points. Neither team has the opportunity for 3. The regulation win is surrendered, with both teams at least securing 1 point thus far. It's just 3 rounds to try and decide who gets that last point. Come away with a 2-point overtime victory. Kino with the diffuser, with the Montaigne. We got a lot of stacking outside the double breach as well. This could be a very fast round from M80 here.
We're going to go all open this time. Looks like we will. So much better for M80, has to be said, than previously. Soniqs trying to employ that same strategy of the roam game, and M80 not wanting to deal with that whatsoever. They're going very direct. Once again, Rob, like we've mentioned before, the kind of wrong side of the wall is going to be opened up.
Smoke come pouring out, and the glass will be able to peer on through that as Spoit will cut down Citizen. The Nitrocell unable to affect the round. We level out the man count as Iconic was the first pick at the hands of Gunner off site. Rexon, again, trying to spot this plant coming out from Kino. A bait from Kino now will try and draw the range from Exo and draw the engagement. Pushing all the way up to the mirror now, and yeah, he's walking away here. He's trying to look in towards Tank, trying to figure out where these defenders are. Halfway through the round now, and he might end up actually trying to plant on the mirror wall. This is a tough spot to be in if you're Kino, but he's backing out now towards the half wall.
Yeah.
Oh, Gunner's still on the flank here. This could be dangerous here for M80. They're not committing to the plant as of yet.
Oh, I'm terrified because Kino makes the wrong decision. It is over. Diffuser's going to be cold in the middle of a room. I'm surprised he's not just going to try and go for the default plant. Oh, what a pick from Diaz. Sees Gunner in the garage, and now that does give them an advantage. I mean, Kino, maybe they went for let's gain some information before we try and go for the plant. Now he's by himself. He's out in towards Exo, and Grixer, he has to try and do it all in a 1v4. I don't know what's really happened this round, but it's working out so well for M80. They've won it. Rob,
yeah.
This is like, these rounds that M80 are winning, I don't know how they're doing it. For the second time in the basement, they don't really know what they're doing themselves, and it works out. Really strange.
It does work out. I think Kino was able to wander his way through the bomb site unimpeded for the most part and just kind of call out positions to his teammates one by one, and every single one of those gunfights goes the way of M80 with the intel gathered by Kino. I thought that flank from Gunner was going to be a lot more impactful on the round, having some top control with some impacts if Kino ever did go for the plant. Well caught by Diaz, well caught by M80, and now they stand on match point. Yeah, that was a beautiful flank catch there.
Yeah, just weird. I mean, using the Monty really well, it does showcase how strong he is. There's not another, there is no other operator that can do that. You know, it's incredible what a good Monty player can do. It's just the worry if he makes the wrong decision, the round's done. You know, that's the risk that Kino's playing with. He is playing with fire. So yeah, it's one of them. But M80, match point. Soniqs on their beloved attack, where we have said they've looked really good on as well, Rob. So it's not all doom and gloom now for the Soniqs fans. There's still a chance here that we can go all the way to 15.
Yep.
Attackers are moving.
Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see this go to 15, honestly, with how good the Soniqs looked on their attacking side. The only hiccup here is this is the top floor bomb site, where when the bomb site was not upstairs, we saw Soniqs getting in very quickly, very easily, grabbing a lot of top floor map control and able to work their way down. Top floor took a little bit longer, but their site collapse was still effective nonetheless. So the Soniqs here, this is probably going to be a little bit more towards the end of the round than it was in previous attacks onto different bomb sites. Gunner trying to contend with some mute jammers onto the terrace wall, and Richard's preoccupied with the EMPs over towards IT for the moment. So lots of breaching trying to get accomplished simultaneously, and they're each going to have to wait their turn.
Again, taking their time, Soniqs. Make sure this wall can get opened up. Down goes the Selma, down goes the Thermite charge. That just stops it, so Bandit cannot get both sides. He has to get one or the other, so that wall will be open no matter what. Just a little tip for anyone there if you are struggling with getting walls opened. Oh dear.
Except it didn't.
Dear.
We'll see if this corrects things. Yeah, I guess we'll find out if that corrected things later.
Medics has left us in a cliffhanger. Did the wall get opened? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Good. Okay. It all works out in the end. It's a very unfortunate set of circumstances there for the Soniqs, but they do get the wall they wanted to open into IT nonetheless. And here comes Rexon again towards meeting. Wasn't the Sledge the last time he pushed on this side. This time onto the Jackal, the C7E. Gunner looking trying to breach in towards servers as well as the EMP from Citizen will help him accomplish that task.
No bandit.
He does have enough radius there to grab it, and this is another good circling attack here for the Soniqs, trying to open up as many angles as possible.
Yeah, the issue is because they had to use that other Thermite charge, they cannot open up triple wall. And that means that, oh, that is a pick you should not be getting. Geo just walks in, finds Kino dancing on the table, gets taken down. The issue with not having triple wall open though for Soniqs is it doesn't give them that kind of bite. Spoit in that same position again with that shotgun, swings, eliminates one. Is he going to go for another? Pulls out the pistol, doesn't know what he wants to do. He's just running around now, Rob. Is he going to go for it? Oh, almost.
Looks like Iconic got one in the fray there, but that is Spoit shut down, so the M80's rampage comes to an end short. And Gomez still laying prone behind the command center desk. Health advantage onto the side of M80. Still got a shotgun here from Diaz holding the IT door. Pushing from connector, taking some damage. And now there goes Gomez dropping Geo. This could be the closer here for M80 on their defense. Rexon trying to push his way back towards the server breach. Now still dealing with swings from connector. There's the Magnum coming out, and Gomez will clean it up. M80 down 4-2 at the half, bring it all the way back and win it 8-6 in overtime.
The issue is trying to get across is because they can't open up that